Back at you with another lesson. First of all, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Al Shai, Bashim Kakodash, that belongs to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, teaching all truth and sincerity. First of all, this lesson is going to be called Wisdom is the Key to Salvation. Wisdom is the key to salvation. So we're going to start in Proverbs chapter 9. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and knowledge of the holy is understanding. So wisdom is the fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, and knowledge is immortality. So we're going to get Ecclesiasticus, because you have the elect of Israel coming back to this truth with fear and trembling and believing on the Heavenly Father through Yahweh Shai. Because the prophets and the teachers are prophesying about the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. The revived Roman Empire through the Renaissance, which is America. So we're going to get Ecclesiasticus 19. Ecclesiasticus 19. The fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the first step to be accepted of him, and wisdom obtaineth his love. The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is the doctrine of life, which is this truth. And they that do things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. See? So knowledge is immortality, which is salvation, which starts with the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, which is the fear of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon. Turn it off, turn it back on. Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 17. Let's go to Proverbs 19 and 20. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in the latter end. And this counsel is this truth, this spirit of prophecy. Because you have the prophets and the teachers, we are prophesying about the destruction of Babylon the Great America, because the Heavenly Father is gathering these nations for World War III. And those who are coming back to this truth with fear and trembling and believing on the Heavenly Father through Yahushua, through faith, are going to be considered wise in the latter end. And we are in the latter days. We are at the end of Esau's world. Jacob is the beginning of it that follow. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So hear counsel, which is his truth, and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in the latter end. And the elect of Israel is coming back to this truth and believing on the report. You have Revelations 11, Revelation 16, Isaiah 9 and 5, Revelation 17, Deuteronomy 7. Those are all scriptures and precepts, prophecy that goes into the destruction of Babylon the Great America, by way of thermonuclear destruction. And the elect are coming back to this truth, because the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, the Heavenly Father, scattered us into all nations under heaven. You got Israelites looking like the other nations, but they're Israelites. That's Deuteronomy 28, 64 and 68. Proverbs 14 and 26. In the fear of the Lord Yahweh is strong confidence, because the elect are coming back to this truth, and they have confidence. And it says in Proverbs, I believe 18, the name of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai, is a strong tower. The righteous run into it and are safe, because the Lord's name is the shield to the doctrine. And the fear of the Lord Yahweh is strong confidence, and his children shall have a place of refuge, and that refuge is his truth, because you have the elect across the four corners of the earth, primarily here in Babylon the Great, America, that's believing on the report of destruction of Babylon the Great America by the way of thermonuclear destruction during World War III. But this truth is the elect's refuge. This is our habitation. Isaiah 33:6. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, which is his truth, and strength of salvation, because Yahweh Shai is coming back to deliver the elect of Israel from around the four corners of the earth, but primarily here in Babylon the Great, America, from nuclear destruction during World War III, to deliver the elect into chariots. That's pursuant to Acts 1, I believe 9 and 10, Revelations 11, Psalms 104, Isaiah 26 and 20. Let's keep reading. Let me start back to the top. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, which is the truth, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. So the prophets and teachers are prophesying and teaching the destruction of Babylon the Great America. And the elect of Israel are coming back to this truth and believing in the report, and also making this truth their habitation, and their refuge, because the Heavenly Father is gathering these nations for World War III, and we can see that these prophecies are coming to pass. You have those Israelis over there, which is Amalek, which are the so-called Jews over there in our land, that's saying that they're Israelites, but they're not. They're not the Israelites. That's the tribe. That's the Amalekites. The Heavenly Father's gathering the nations for World War III over the controversy of Zion. That's Isaiah 34, Joel 2, and many other places. But you have Iran. Which is Persia. They're at war. There's a conflict right now between Persia, which is Iran, and the Israelis, the Amalekites, and they're trying to dismantle their nuclear program, but it's not gonna it's going to continue to escalate. It's going to continue to escalate, um, pursuant to Ezekiel 38. Um, Ezekiel 38, where the Heavenly Father um, um, is putting hooks into the jaws of Gog and Magog, which is Russia. And Russia is going to be a safeguard to Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, and Libya. But the least of the flock shall draw them out, which is which is um, which is Jeremiah 49. So that's what we're seeing right now. Iran is not going to stop. Um, um, Iran is not going to stop pursuing their nuclear program. They're going to continue to escalate their nuclear program, um, because this is prophecy. And you have Russia over there, and you have Russia and Ukraine at war right now, and um, that's going to continue to escalate as well, because you have um, you have the prophecy of Ezekiel 38, Revelations 20, um, where the Heavenly Father is putting the hooks into the jaws of Magog and Gog, which is Russia, and um, the least of the flock shall draw them out, which is um, those Israelis over there, which is Amalek, one of the chief sons of Esau. So that's what we're seeing right now, and you're going to have these EU and NATO nations, um, EU and NATO nations shoot their nuclear missiles over here at Babylon the Great, and burn, which is America, and burn it with fire, which is Revelation 17 and Daniel 7. So we're seeing these things in the news, um, but the elect is coming back to this truth. Hence the lesson: wisdom is the key to salvation. So the prophets and the teachers are prophesying and filtering things through the news. We're filtering things through the scriptures. We're seeing the news, but we're filtering things through the scriptures, because these things are coming to pass. And you have um, but really, it's over the controversy of Zion, because you have those Amalekites over there in our land causing havoc, bombing, rape, robbing, and murdering and bombing these other nations, and killing their women and children, women and children. And Obadiah 1, I believe 8, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. So the Heavenly Father is deceiving Esau, the Edomites, Babylon the Great America, is going to have these EU and NATO nations shoot their nuclear missiles at Babylon the Great America, and burn it with fire. So that's what we're seeing right now. But the elect, are coming back to this truth and believing on the report and making this truth their habitation and their refuge, and and they're fearing the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Shai. So that's what I wanted to bring out next time I say shalom.